Hey everybody, what's happening? I decided to sit right um directly in the sunshine because why not? Even though actually a sunshine through a window is not good for you, but what can you do? Okay, I'm just catching those we good. It's like directly in this room. The lighting is perfect. Cannot complain, obviously. Um, if you can tell, I don't know. I guess I probably look a bit. It's because I was just crying a little bit. I was watching. I was finishing watching the movie that I was watching, the Jar Sahibzade, and it's the first time I've ever watched it. So it was really emotional. It was really sad. It was really inspiring. And I remember thinking, I really wish I'd heard this story when I was younger because stories that you hear when you're younger have a huge impact on you as an adult. So, when we watch Disney movies, we read books, we hear about fairy tales, our parents, our grandparents, especially, they tell us stories. Well, these have a impact on us, our ethics, our morals, what we value, what we expect from the world, the way we view the world, which is insane, right? Because they happened when we were younger, but when you're young, everything is imprinting on you. It's almost like when you have a duck, when you have a baby duck, right? If you go up to that duck, the duck will think that you're its parent and it will follow you around and do whatever because you've now imprinted on that baby duck. I don't know if they call ducks. I'm sure they have a name for baby ducks, geese. I don't know. I don't know what the name is. But maybe I should bring closer. Hopefully you can hear me. Okay. Well, but yeah, the duck will be imprinted. You know, duckling. That's it, duckling. You're wearing cool socks. Um. Uh. Um. Yeah, I'll continue. So yeah, the duckling will be imprinted, and just like that, as human beings, we're imprinted. We're imprinted profoundly during our childhood. And something else that I welcome everybody coming in. Something else that I realized was that I was watching this show. I've mentioned it before. It is called oh my god, what's it called? Unleashed? No, it's not Unleashed. I can't remember. But it's on oh my god, what's it called? It was talking it explores the elasticity of reality. Okay, you know how we have neuroplasticity, which is about the plasticity, so the malleability of your neuron, like the neural pathways in your brain, and how you can change your brain a lot, right? Your mind, your body, as a consequence of that. So someone may have been, a certain way their whole life, but due to neuroplasticity, they can change. They don't always have to be the same. So just like we have neuroplasticity, there is a plasticity type characteristic to reality. Reality is very fluid. Reality isn't just very rigid in structure. And the way that you can actually understand this, the way that some people perceive this, is through hallucinogenics, or drug, like things like magic mushrooms, right? These um drugs, plant medicine, they show you how malleable life is, how fluid it is, because it allows you to enter a specific state of consciousness that already exists within you. It's an altered state of consciousness, which everybody can, yeah, like DMT, magic mushrooms, things like that. Acid, I believe, as well. They can help you access altered states of consciousness, which help you see reality, because the thing that you experience when you're on a high through DMT, through magic mushrooms, is not separate from you. You are experiencing it. It's happening through you, and that is available to you. These are these are plant medicine that are trying to show you what is possible for you. They're trying to show you who you really are, what you can do. Yeah, make oops, I meant to say like another realm. Yeah, exactly. Another realm that is available always, but we just don't access it because we're on a certain level of consciousness, right? We can only access a certain amount. But what happens is the more attention you pay to your consciousness, I believe the more access you can have to different altered states of consciousness. So consciousness, I read, is like an arrow. When you're talking to someone, the arrow is pointing at them. You're focused on them. Right? A lot of people, when they talk, that is why we just say things and we don't even think about them. We just say whatever and then we apologize afterwards. I shouldn't have said that. It just slipped out. I'm sorry. I wasn't thinking. But this isn't just something that, happens to a few people. It happens to a lot of people because, like I said, consciousness is like an arrow. It points outwards. It looks at things, right? So saints, what they say, there's a culture around what saints say, and if they ever make a if they ever say something, you should say Satabachan, and Satabachan is yes, whatever you say is true, because they have reached such a high avasta. They've reached such a high state. Avasta is like a state, right, where their arrow of consciousness is pointing inwards and outwards. So when they speak, they're aware of themselves and the other person. A lot of times, even myself, I find, that's why sometimes I close my eyes when I speak. Musicians, they close their eyes, right, when they speak, because their intention is inwards, and then they can create. So when you are speaking, your consciousness is outwards. You're focused on the people around you. Okay, do they look like they're listening? Do they look like they're enjoying what I'm saying? It's not focused in you. You forget who you are. You forget yourself. When you watch a movie, you know, I will answer I'll come to the comments. Let me just when you watch a movie and you get lost in the movie, you forget that you even exist. You forget your sense of self, right? Because you're so immersed in this movie. It's a bit like that. So the life that we're actually living is like that. We are in a movie playing the main character. Yes, we are the main character, right? But we're also the creator of it. So we're not only the person who's the main character, we're writing the script as well, and we can observe ourselves. So one thing that I love to do is pretend that I'm observing my life as if it's a movie, because it is a movie. Because this isn't the totality of everything. This isn't the absolute of everything. Yes, it's just an illusion. My travels to India has taught me one thing: don't ever go back. Why? India's not for everybody, it can be intense. I get that. You also close your eyes when you're talking. It just helps you focus more, right? And how can I get my crush to give me a chance? If it's meant to be, it'll be, okay? Focus on yourself. And also think, they've already given you a chance. That's how you manifest. So manifesting is aligning to the timeline that in which you already have what you want. It is about understanding that we live in a multiverse. You've probably seen, those movies. Hi, welcome. Those movies, like not the, like they have the magazines for them. The like Spider-Man and all of them. There's a specific type of thing, you know, that is called genre sci-fi. Yeah, I don't know. Marvel movies. So in Marvel movies, they explore aspects like the multiverse, right? That exists. In movies, most movies are showing you things that already exist, but they put it in a movie because They want you to think it's fantasy. That's why they call it sci-fi and fantasy and science fiction. But what you don't understand is all of these things have already happened. Anything that you can see already exists. It's already created. Someone asked me something yesterday. They said, "What's one thought?" Well, they said, "What's one belief that really changed your life?" But I would say it's this one thought that really changed my life. And the thought was, there is more to life than I have been taught, than I have been taught to believe, than I have been taught to be shown. Life is magical. Life is incomprehensible. You can't even you the mind can't even comprehend the nature of reality, because the ego is you know it's meant to believe in separation. You believe there's only this physical reality, and you go to school and you go to work and you get a pension and you have kids and that's it. But it's not like that. It's not like that at all. um Kind of how I tell her that if it's meant to be, it'll be, but she's married. Okay. mm, yeah, I guess you can. Look, you are the operant power in your life. You can have whatever you want. So in your mind, she's not married. She's not married anymore. She's with you. You feel great. You feel happy. There's a timeline that exists where she's not married. She's with you. She really likes you. You really like her, and you're happy. And all you need to do is go onto that timeline. You need to act as if that already exists. You need to know that you are God, that you decide what exists in your reality. Okay. If you say it enough, it will happen. Of course it will. Yeah, you have to believe it, because everything you've believed thus far has happened. Yes, I thought about that as well. Thought I was the only one who ever thought. Yeah, well, um, you are the you in your life, Randy, are the operant power. So no one else has free will. Only you have free will. So in my life, only I have free will. Only I get to call the shots. So I decide what everybody thinks. So I can sit here and decide that every time I go on YouTube Live, every single person that comes here, by default, enjoys what I say, really likes to hear what I say, thinks I'm amazing, whatever. I can create anything I want and I will get it. Think about it. Think about confident people. Confident people think everybody likes them. Have you watched the Barbie movie? The new one with the, what's her name? I don't know her name. I can't remember her name. But it came out recently, right? The Barbie movie, the real life one. And Barbie goes around in the world, and she goes into the human world, and she just assumes everybody likes her. And everybody ends up liking her, because your assumptions create your reality. It's called the law of assumption. Search it up. There are many laws that dictate how reality will work. And one of them, you've probably heard, the law of attraction, but there's the law of assumption, there's the law of vibration, there's the law of gender. When you can understand these, then you can understand how reality works, and then it can work in your favor. I love to hear you talk. Thank you, Randy. I appreciate that. A lot of us have dreams, but do we carry them out by planning and carrying them out? Okay, if you want your dream to come true, what I would say is be specific, okay? What is it? Every detail. What is the dream? Then, what is the prayer after the dream? So you've got your dream. What are you wishing for then? If you want lots of wealth, you want to be a millionaire. Once you're a millionaire, what would you want? Maybe you'd want to research some wealth management companies that can help you manage your wealth. Maybe you want to look at some different companies that you can invest in, maybe different stocks that you can invest in. Why don't you start doing that now? Because you already have it, right? You have to act as if you already have it. What would you do if you already had it? So it's the prayer after the prayer. You want a son. You're right? You want a son, you want a daughter. What would you do when you've got a son or daughter? What color is their room going to be? What outfits are they going to wear? What names are they going to have? These are the things you need to think about, right? So you want to go ahead and think further and further. Then you want to think about what is limiting you, what stands in between you and getting to that place. What stands in the way? There's usually a belief, there's usually a story, a thought that stands in the way between you and your dream life. And then it's about releasing that in whatever way feels good to you. Whatever ritual you want to make up that feels good to you, you want to write it down, you want to burn that thing, you want to say it out loud and just release it, whatever it is, you want to do that. Um, and then you want to follow your intuition. You want to allow opportunities will come. Someone will call you and say, hey, can you come over? I've got this project I'm working on. Do you want to help? Yeah, sure. If it feels good to you, you know, like that. So you're not planning it, because planning is you saying to God, God, I know better than you do. God knows better. Okay. You just decide what you kind of want. And then you go on to that, and you're being supported by God. Allow yourself to surrender. You know, we find it really difficult to surrender and relinquish control at times. Okay. We will meet, you know, you will think I'm cute. That's funny. Well, you know, that's exactly like what I'm teaching. So well done. You're getting it. Who knows? I can listen all day. Oh, I love that. You know, actually, guys, on Sunday, I'm doing a Zoom call. So it's called Satsang with Priya. So you guys get to come, and because usually sometimes on live, it can be very distracting. We can go off on tangents. People have to ask different questions like, where are you from? And stuff like that. And then it can be you know, we kind of just go off topic a little bit. So I've decided to create a sacred container where people who are really serious and want to learn, you know, deeply and want to be able to ask me questions directly, and I can speak to you and you can speak to me. You can see me, I can see you, if that's what you want. Then I have that happening on Sunday, this Sunday coming, 2 p.m. GMT. And I would love to have you there, you know, whoever is interested. The link is in so if you go on my YouTube channel, on the posts, I've put it in there. But yeah, I would love to see you there. Okay, what about fate and personal decision? Okay, I don't know. You know, I've been told that I shouldn't talk about things. We shouldn't in general talk about things we aren't very familiar with, and I'm not. I don't know. I believe in fate because I guess maybe the fate led to the personal decision, you know? Because it's the unconscious mind, you know, and the unconscious mind is God. Because think about it, most of your behavior is driven by your unconscious, right? 95% of your behavior. What is the name of the world of your mind called metaphorically? What is the name of the world of your mind called? Oh, okay. I mean, there are different parts of the mind. So there's the conscious mind, the subconscious mind, and the unconscious mind. So I guess you could say that. Hey Scorpio, how well do you advise your relatives and friends? How well do I? I mean, I guess you would have to ask them, right? What do I think of solipsism? Solipsism is it. That is it. That sums up life. You're the only one that has free will. You're the only one that is able to think. You create your reality from the inside. The outside world is a projection of you. So yeah, solipsism is the one. I love that you mentioned that. You're amazing and you speak the truth. Thank you so much, Randy. Thank you. It takes one to know one, right? See you. Some guy, zoom, everybody say, count me in. Okay, Randy. Well, like I said, you can access the link through the post on YouTube that I've made, right? So yeah, it would be wonderful to see you there, and wonderful to hear your wisdom, your stories. The reason I wanted to do this was because, you know, Napoleon Hill, the guy who wrote Think and Grow Rich, what did he say? He said, for you to create a new reality, because the collective consciousness exists, right? So let me talk a little bit about that. So the collective consciousness is the unconscious part of the mind. It's the unconscious. You know, when we spoke about we spoke about the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. Well, the conscious is, if we were to say, where is it? We could say near the head, the brain, okay? The subconscious would be in another part of the body where like there's another brain. So we can say the gut, right? The gut is gut instincts, right? We get feelings. There is no logical meaning behind them, reasoning behind them, but we feel drawn to listen to this. And what do we always say? Oh my God, I should have listened to my gut. I should have listened to my gut. So that exists within the body. The unconscious mind that drives 95% of your behavior, where does that exist? Well, that exists. There's a theory that it's the collective conscious. So the collective conscious is also known as the ether, the quantum field, the Higgs field, the etheric field, the Akash. So this is the medium through which thoughts travel, okay? So if we were all to go to a particular place and we were all to meditate and do some yoga and listen to discourses like the one I'm having now, we will all have similar thoughts, because when minds merge together, they create the collective consciousness. So you'll be able to sense what I'm thinking. For example, if we all go to watch a boxing match or somewhere where there's a lot of aggression, football matches, for example, right? In England, they're very common and there's a lot of aggression that takes place there. It's because people are thinking the same thoughts. They're thinking very similar thoughts, and you're more likely to act in a certain way. You're more likely to be aggressive when you go watch a football match than you are if you go to a yoga retreat, right? So the collective conscious has a huge impact on you. It's also called the morphic field. So when we want to embed a certain reality, we want to get to a certain goal, we want to think a certain way, we want to embody certain characteristics. Well, the way that we can do that is by joining a collective consciousness where other people are doing the same. So when you come here, there's a certain level of thoughts, like people ask different questions, right? To do with this, like you'll think of things that you probably may never have thought of before here, because there's a certain you know, collective conscious, there's a certain field here of energy, of thoughts. So I wanted to create this satsang because I want to have a goal, and that is to embody the truth of reality, that we create reality, that we are gods disguised as human beings. And I want to create a space where people can come and share their success stories and their journeys and their wisdom, because I know I'm not silly, you know. I know I'm not the only one with wisdom, with something to say, with something that can help people. Everybody does. And most people who come into my lives, they do, because people who don't align with it, they don't stick around. Either they've removed themselves or I remove them because their energy isn't fit for this. So only specific types of people are fit for discourses like this. Hence why I created a space where I can learn from people, you know, and they can learn from me. And we can learn from each other, and we can create a safe container, a new collective consciousness. Sorry. I back you. Thank you, Randy. Isn't it called the third eye? I'm not sure. Is it? Maybe. I can either you have so many beautiful facial expressions. Thank you. Thank you. Oh my God, it's so funny. I've been recently getting told by my sister, she's like, yeah, you've just been having wild facial expressions. Because obviously she's younger than me, so we just have like we just joke around a lot. And then she'll say something and I'm like, you know, I'm learning to own them. Sorry, can't stay. Please excuse me. Gotta drop my. Okay, no worries. No worries. You have a great rest of your day. A peaceful mind produces a peaceful spirit. Correct. Negative thoughts produce negative energy. Exactly. Your thoughts have such a huge impact on how you feel. Your thoughts have dictated your entire life. Think about it. Before you came on this live, you saw the live and you thought, oh, maybe I should click on it, and you clicked on it, and now we're here, right? you had a thought and then you chose your career. You had a thought and then you decided to have a child. You had a thought and then you decided to travel to a certain country. You had a thought and then you called your parents. You had a thought and then you decided to marry someone. Everything starts with a thought, right? We have control of, I mean, we can have control over our thoughts. See, so we receive thoughts, okay? We're, like I said, the collective conscious, right? We receive thoughts through the etheric field, through the ether. Hey, everybody, welcome. Who's just joining? So sometimes we'll have, like, we have thousands of thoughts, 60,000 thoughts a day. We can't control them in the sense of any thought could come. Like, I could have a thought right now, like, I want to kill the spider, okay? That doesn't mean that it came from me. It doesn't say anything about me. It's just a thought. And when we meditate, we can become aware of the thoughts. So we're not really trying to control them. Because we don't want to hold on to anything too tightly. We want to observe them. Your observation, your awareness, that's your God self. God is awareness. Okay? If you ever get confused, God is awareness. So the more aware you can be, the more godlike you are. What does Osho say? Osho says, you're doing anything, do it with dhyan. Focus, pay attention to it. You're eating, focus all your attention on food. Nothing should exist other than you eating. You want to go for a walk, focus on walking. You're here right now listening to me, only focus on me. Forget everything else. Because that is being in the present moment. That is being in the flow. Right now, I'm in the flow. I'm not thinking about what I did yesterday. I'm not thinking about tomorrow. I'm thinking about right now. And things are just flowing through me. I don't even plan these things, guys. I sit here and talk for like, yesterday I spoke for 2.5 hours. I don't know how, it just flows out of me. Because that's what happens. Magical things happen when you're in the flow. Because you're surrendering and you're allowing God and energy just to flow through you. You enjoyed the book suggestion I gave you. Which one? I think I gave you loads. Tell me your mind about the Holy Spirit, and do you know anything about a man called Prophet Joshua? No, I do not know anything about that, Cipriano. About the Holy Spirit. Okay, so they say that the Holy Spirit, in terms of the mind, because there's the Trinity, right? The Father, the Son, and the Holy Spirit. So what they say is, I'm reading this book called One. Okay, so what this book does, and if I could make a suggestion, I would say that book is freaking amazing. It's on Kindle. It's called One, as in the number one, ONE, right? Not just number one. The Creator Within. Read it. It's freaking amazing, okay? So he's saying, the author, he decided to take information from loads of different religions, scientists, astrophysicists, Nobel Prize winners, and he said, okay, let me take the information from all the intelligent people in the world, the wise people, old ancient civilizations, science, religion. Let me put it together. Let me see what they're all trying to say. So there are 3 parts of the mind, like I just mentioned: the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. And what he says in that book is that maybe the Father is the conscious mind, the Son is the subconscious mind, and the unconscious is the Holy Spirit. The more you get to know yourself and the more you trust yourself, the more you'll understand all this type of stuff. I think meditation is a very important role. Yes, Randy. Meditation is the most profound thing you can do in your entire life. You want to live a good life, you want to be happy, you want to have peace, meditate. You want to make the best decisions every single time. You want to attract the best. You want to be magnetic. You want to be attractive. You want to succeed in everything. Meditate. You know why? Because meditation helps raise your awareness. And what did I just say? God is awareness. I am. We say I am, right? I am Priya. I am 29. I am living in England. I am a life coach. I'm on YouTube Live. Everything starts with I am. Most sentences, right? It's I am and then it's Priya. It's not Priya, which, it's I am Priya, right? So the I stands for consciousness, and the am is you, it's a declaration of beingness. So the I amness is a beingness. You're declaring that you are, right? It's existence, and existing and awareness are the same thing, because if you exist, you have awareness, right? Our thoughts control our mind and our mind controls our actions. Exactly. Happy New Year to you, VJ. Great. Yes, great book. Oh, you read it, Anthony. You read one. That's amazing. Wait, what? Yeah, okay. I love that. So in the book, he talks about having a mastermind, right? Hi, welcome, Abdulikar from Ethiopia. Good thought prayer. Thank you. Life's okay. Interesting. See, okay, this person just said life's a bitch and then we die. So this person believes that. So this will be their reality. It will be true for them. Sorry, what was 3 conscious? Okay, so are you I assume that you're talking about the 3 different parts of the mind, right? I said there's the conscious, the subconscious, and the unconscious. Let me draw them out, okay? And I'm going to show you what they would look like as well in terms of okay. So the conscious would be like, when you have an iceberg. So I'm going to draw it like an iceberg, okay? Oh, okay, yeah. So, and then it's massive, okay? So I'm going to have to do it backwards. So wait. Okay. Okay, so 95%. Wait, no, wait, that's the wrong way around. Sorry, I'm writing backwards. Okay, so wait. Oh, no, I'm forgetting. Is that percent? Is that the percent sign? Yes, okay. So this would be the on the unconscious. This would be the wait, that doesn't make sense. Con. And this is the subcon. So the conscious would be the head, right? The brain. The subconscious would be your body, your gut. And this would be the collective consciousness, theoretically. That's what they propose. And hey, I'm Godly. Welcome. Welcome. Good to have you here. So yes, so those are 3 different aspects of the mind. Like I said, most of our behavior, 95% of your behavior is driven by the unconscious. So you wake up and you say, oh, it's the new year. I have a New Year's resolution. I want to go to the gym more. I want to work out more. I want to eat healthier. I want to meditate. And then it gets to like January 2nd and you're like, what? Meditate who? Work out who? Gym what? What gym? What's a gym? What's exercise? Because you consciously make a decision to do something, but unconsciously you decide, your body decides something else. Like unconsciously you're driven by other things. And we mentioned childhood. So childhood experiences that have stuck with you, that have stuck in your body, they have an impact on you now. So when you get triggered, when you find yourself getting triggered, it's a good thing, okay? Sit, observe, breathe. That moment before you react is everything. It could be a millisecond. Let's say you're sitting, right? I'm sitting here and someone says, oh, Priya, you stink, or whatever, something insulting to me, okay? Before I'm about to react, before I go like this, there's okay, just take the millisecond. Do I want to react? And then just take a breath. And then think about it, okay? And then think, okay, I'm being triggered right now. This person says something to me and I'm mad. I want to hurt them. But why? let me explore this. And then when you explore it, you can kind of look within you, within your psyche, as to why this may be. Also, feel it. Allow yourself to feel pain. Like, for example, let's say you see a red car and you get triggered. Why are you getting triggered? It's a red car. It seems silly to someone else, but it's happening because you may have experienced something in your childhood where you saw someone being abducted in a red car, and now red cars scare you. But now you're an adult and it's not going to happen again, you know? Bye, Anthony D'Souza. Okay, so hey, Vinay, good to see you. You want to concentrate. Okay, if you want to learn how to focus, meditate. Meditate, meditate, meditate. It will help with everything, okay? And yes, so I want to talk about there's a link, Mr. Godly 5 just then, and that is the link to Satsang with Priya. So if you would like to join my Satsang on Sunday, where you get a chance to personally ask me questions, where we get to, I get to listen to you, you get to talk to other people who are in the Satsang, and we get to have a Satsang, and Satsang are so important because the things you talk about, the things you think about, they form your life, right? Like we just discussed, your thoughts have a huge impact. And if you can be in a group, in a container, in a sacred container where everybody is, we're talking about God, we're talking about the truth, we're talking about consciousness, we're talking about awareness and embodying this awareness and all these things, then that will form a part of your collective consciousness and it will impact you unconsciously. You won't even be conscious of the benefits of it until you look and you're like, whoa, I spoke about that in Priya Satsang and now here I am doing this thing, the reality. Thank you. I believe you, Balloon Platoon. Thank you. But yeah, it will be your collective consciousness. You will be in a group full of people who are there to support you, where there is no judgment. It is safe for you to express yourself. I know one of the things that I get, that a lot of people say to me when I have discussions like this in real life with people about spirituality and my beliefs, they say that they're on the path at times, but they don't have anybody they can share that with. They don't have anybody that can hear them out and not think they're crazy. Because when you're awakened and you're speaking to someone who isn't awakened, it's confusing for them. It's really intense for them. And they will invalidate you and how you feel. And they won't be able to meet you where you're at, because we can only meet people where we're at, right? So here you'll be met at where you're at. Long ago, I watched videos on YouTube where a man I asked you about, TB Joshua, was being used by Holy Spirit to do wonderful things. I'm curious to know more about the Holy Spirit. Okay. Well, the Holy Spirit, like it's God. It's God. It's it's the unconscious, right? So God, it is God working through you. Whatever your description of God is, the Holy Spirit is working through all of us. Well, the thing is, it's always working through us, but sometimes we think that our conscious mind is smarter. We think that our reasoning, our planning, our scripting is better. Like, oh, I have to make this work today. I have to get that job. But sometimes it's okay. We're the author of our personal book of life. Exactly. We are the authors. We are the main characters. We are the script writer. Well, that's the script. We are the readers of the book, So, a lot of people don't want to accept that. You know why? Because they don't want to take responsibility for their own lives. And I am not a Muslim, no. I don't really identify as anything. I'm God disguised as a human being. I am a goddess. Okay, how did you not know? Yeah. I believe that things like labels, they separate you. Okay, let me draw that out. Visuals always help. And guys, today is gonna be what job do I have? I'm a life coach, so I run my own business. I do life coaching, content creation, YouTube. I'm a YouTuber. Is it okay, let me draw the labels. Okay, what labels do is they create boxes which are prisons. Okay, they're prison cells. Look, these are labels. I'm a Muslim, I'm a Sikh, I'm a girl, I'm in my mid-20s, I live in England, I live in Saudi Arabia, I live in America. This is just who I am. This is part of my personality. I have a dog. That's part of my personality. You know, they separate you because then, oh, if I'm Indian, then I go in this box. And then someone who isn't Indian goes in this box. And then someone else goes in this box. And then I'm here and then you're there and I'm better and you're not. Because eventually that's what happens. And conflict happens because I'm this and you're that. I'm here and you're there. You're worse than me. I'm better than you. Does that make sense? Eventually it happens. We're all just one. We are all waves. Ah! Oh my god, I am godly. You did not just call me a singer. Are you kidding me? You don't even like my singing, but you know what? I'll take it. I'll take it. Thank you. Thank you for claiming. You know what? I am a singer. I'm the best singer in the entire world. I'm claiming that. Watch. Just give me, like, it's already done. Okay, I'm releasing albums. Come to my concert, guys. Come to my concert. I can be or have anything I want. So the people are asking me to be a singer, and so it is. So it is done. I guess, you know, so you have to walk the walk. If I'm telling people they can be anything and do anything, I gotta prove it to them. I have to do it myself. So someone asked me whether I advise how I advise my family and friends. Well, I used to advise them a lot, and that would be, hi, Paul, though. I used to advise them a lot. I would not even just advise them, I would enforce my opinions onto them. And that is, okay, that's codependency. That's, I feel like I'm responsible for you. Now I'm going to control you and force you to do something. But we don't do that in life, okay? You have to let people make their own decisions. If someone comes to me, like if you guys come to me, right, and you ask me a question, like, am I Mauritian? I'm not. Or you ask for, like, how can you give me some advice, Priya, on this? Then I can give you that. But like, I can't enforce my opinions on people. They have to learn themselves. We have to mind our own business, and a lot of us don't. I mean, think about it. Gossip, that's not minding your own business, right? Let them. Exactly. Freaking let them. You know how easy your life will be if you just let people do what they want to do. It's none of your business. Who are you to say anything anyway? And welcome, Greg. How are you? How are you? But yeah, just let people what they want to do. Who are you to tell anybody, what's right and what's not right? And I am doing wonderfully today, thank you. How are you? It's snowing. Is it snowing where you are? It was snowing this morning, apparently, early, like 2 a.m., 3 a.m. I was asleep. My siblings were not. I woke up this morning. So my siblings were still asleep. And then I went into the room and I was like, oh, it's snowing. Look outside. It's been snowing. And they're like, oh, yeah, we know. We saw it this morning at 2, 3 a.m. when we were awake. It's like, excuse me? Excuse me. But hey, I mind my own business. Okay, there we go. A good example. In life, be a role model. Okay, that's not it's not snowing here. It was really nice and white and pretty. was lovely to wake up to. It was kind of magical. On the second day of January. Would you look at that? um, but yes, let them. Like my siblings, I always felt like I wouldn't like being a parent because I just felt so overwhelmed by the responsibility, because I was a child trying to be a parent and I didn't understand how to parent. Okay. So that made me feel like I never want to be a parent. This is freaking difficult. I don't know what's right. I don't know what's wrong. I want to be the best parent, sister that I can be, but I don't know how to, because I would try to control them, and it would be fear, like I'm gonna tell on you, I'm gonna do this, to like scare them. But that doesn't work. You have to earn their respect, and you just have to let them do what they want to do. Like that's what Sadhguru said. He said, I don't tell my daughter to have any beliefs, because I let her figure it out herself. For example, Osho said no one is born religious. No one is born with a religion. A religion should be your choice. You should choose what religion you want to be. He said people who are born into the religion aren't really religious, Um, and I get that to some extent, because you didn't choose it. You were told that this is correct. So you didn't choose your own reasoning skills, your own reasoning mind to think, okay, is this really the one for me? Is this what's working for me? Is there anything else available? It's important to be open-minded and to find your own truth. We all have this compass, this system within us that tells us what is true and what is not true. Says a Hindu, the silliest religion. That's very interesting that you say that, because someone's coming in hot today. What's up? Jeez. It's amusing, is it not, that we come in and they were like, yeah, you're a Hindu, silly religion. Okay, sure. What a way to objectify something, right? That, I mean, of course I don't want to label, and I'm not trying to be rude, but that is like an example of a lack of intelligence, because intelligence is being open-minded and not making assumptions and not coming from the ego. That was clearly coming from the ego, right? Because it didn't make any sense. There was no kind of it was like very presumptuous. And I get it. I'm not saying I've not been like that. I'm not like that sometimes. Of course, it happens. But it's good to have awareness and see and like do some self-reflection, because in Sikhism, you know what they say? They say Mara na koi change nahi hum. So no one is bad and we are good. So, they say that you should never look at other people and point out what's wrong in them. You should always look at yourself, look in the mirror. That comes in with the whole champ. What's up? You remind me of Trump. Okay, I don't know if that's. I'm not even going to assume if that's that. Okay, thank you. I have nothing to say. It's okay in life to not you don't have to have an opinion about everything. Someone sent me this quote, and it said, the highest form of intelligence is observing something without judging it, without evaluating it. And I freaking love that. You know why? Because that's God. That's awareness. Awareness. God is observation without judgment. That's why in Sikhism they say Sun Samadhi. Because Sun Samadhi is, I'm just listening and I'm just observing and I'm in bliss. Because God within you is Sun Samadhi. God is quiet, and aware and just watching. Like a movie. A movie where you just watch the movie, but you're aware of yourself. You know how I spoke about you lose yourself? You lose your sense of self? So you forget who you are, you forget that you exist. You now become the main character. You feel the feelings of the main character. You feel the emotions, the anger, the sadness, the jealousy, whatever it is, right? Have I still been reading the one? Yes, I have. But I've been reading it slowly, slowly, like very slowly. So one of the things that I learned about Greg was the collective consciousness. Hence why, after your suggestion and um, reading the book, it came to me that it's really important that I start the satsang with Priya, because I want to create a new collective consciousness, and I guess I kind of do that here, but like a more focused one. Where's my bindi? It was on my forehead. I don't know where it's gone. I think I must have been like rubbing my head and it's just disappeared. Sometimes it like ends up here. Yesterday it was like here. So apologies. But yeah, the collective consciousness, it's what Napoleon Hill says. When like minds merge, you can create a new collective consciousness. So I understand the power of a group, of a sacred container, because I've been in one and it was just the most amazing thing. And I think it's what people need. I was always very lucky. I had a twin sister who I could share my spiritual awakening with, where we awoke together. We had the awakening together. We were able to discuss such complex, such wild, crazy things it may seem to other people, but to us it was normal. We had each other to validate each other, to listen to each other out. So a lot of people don't have that. That's why we have this container, and I'm excited. Ah! Okay. Do you speak more truth than anyone else I've ever listened to on here? Don't let anyone tell you. Okay, you speak. Thank you so much. Thank you. I meant to say you speak, not do you speak? No worries. I understood. Collective consciousness is what Dan Brown's new book, The Secret of Secrets, is about. Thank you so much. Shall I tell you a secret? I've never read any of Dan Brown's books, but that sounds really, really interesting. I feel like I love learning about spirituality. I love the things that I'm talking about, hence why I talk about them. And to be able to read that in a fiction book, I guess it's going to be a fiction book, right? Like, from what I know, Dan Brown's tend to be fiction, but I mean, what is fiction and what is non-fiction anyway? um that's amazing. I have to check it out. I will check it out. Yes, I will read loads of books. I'm interested. Does anybody have see, okay, I mean, I was talking about this earlier, Kushal, about fiction and like movies. We think they're fiction, but a lot of them are telling us the truth. Like Avatar. Avatar is pointing to an ancient civilization that actually existed, apparently, before us, where, we were connected to nature, to one source. We were really connected to each other. So these movies are always telling you the truth. I have written my own book. I wrote a book about 2-3 years ago. And it's quite different to what it's kind of like the same of what I speak to about now. It's available if you'd like to read it, Randy. But I will write a new book. I will. I'm just waiting for the is that a thing? Like, should I wait? Yeah, I should, right? I'm waiting for the inspiration. Like, I was thinking about this today, actually, about how I want to create a course. But I was like, what course? What? And I want to create a course about the things I talk about. Um, but like, I was like, how would I do that? I guess I would have to sit down and like start, that's also something I was speaking to my client about, one of my clients, my coaching clients. He said, look, I need motivation. How can I motivate myself to do more work? He's at university. And I said, okay, look, there isn't going to be a lightning strike and then you get this huge epiphany and you're like, I need to do some work right now. It doesn't happen like that, okay? What you need to do is you need to trick your mind. You need to say, I'm going to sit down and I'm going to just open the document, open the document that I'm meant to be working on. I'm just gonna look at it for a minute and just say, look, I've looked at it at least today, you know? And then look at it. And then just start, like, read a sentence. And then what you'll find is that eventually you just get so distracted by what you're doing that that becomes your motivation. So we don't need motivation to take action. Action can precede motivation. You take action and the motivation comes. The inspiration comes. So I guess that's a lesson for myself as well. Yeah, I'm gonna start writing my new book, guys. Thank you. Okay. My book is called Evolve and Thrive: 12 Steps to Personal Mastery. It is in my bio. So if you go on my YouTube where it has my bio, you know, there's a link to my Beacon store, and then it will be on there. Inshallah. The Celestine Prophecy. Yeah, I've heard about that. I think I read about like a page of that. I don't know. I just didn't get it. It seemed really good. I'm not saying it's not. I sometimes it's the right time, you know? At the right time you can do anything. So when it's the right time, I'm sure I'll read it. Yeah, non-fiction self-help books can often be too preachy. For me, I prefer fiction. Okay. Too preachy. That's interesting. Which ones are you referring to? Which ones? What's my yeah, right, okay. Anand coming. I think Anand is coming. Anand should come, yeah. Anand should be in everyone's lives, you know? Anand is bliss. We're always in bliss. But yeah, this guys, this is gonna be I'm gonna like drop out in like 5 minutes. It's gonna be a short one. I am not married now. I was swiping channels where girls answer singers, but somehow I'm stuck here. Hey, I love it. I love it. It's something's keeping you here, you know? Something's keeping you here. I guess it's stimulating your mind. Hello there, looking nice. Thank you. One thing I always remember from the Celestine Prophecy is savoring food. Okay, nice. So does that mean every time you eat, Greg, that you sit down? Like how do, what are people's eating habits? I really want to know. Because I've started this thing where I try to make it a thing where if I eat food, right? I'm not watching anything. I like to eat alone, to be honest. If I can help it. I try not to like because I don't want to be talking. I just want to be eating the food and paying attention to the food. Because like for your different senses exist, but it's the attention that allows you to really feel them. Does that make sense? Exactly. Eat with awareness because attention is the root, the structure of everything. For example, I could be watching a movie, but I'm not actually taking anything in because my attention is not going through my eyesight. It's not focused there. I'm focused on how my leg is feeling because it's ticklish or something, you know? Like someone's tickling me, but I'm watching a movie, or someone's massaging me and I'm watching a movie. Oh my god. Anand. Yes, I have never stayed in a live this long before. Something's definitely keeping me here. Oh wow! I'm honored. I'm truly honored. Thank you so much. I recommend watching TB Joshua to see how the Holy Spirit used him to deliver people from evil spirits, heal diseases, and reveal hidden things about people through prophetic gift. That is amazing. That is wild. Thank you for sharing that. Do I eat with the hands or knife and fork? Okay, if I can help it, I like to eat with my hands. Eat with your hands. Oh my god. So I remember going to India, right? And I was in a bend, so a village, and I went to visit my auntie. And we were in the fields, and they brought food, and I was really excited to eat the food. And then I was like, "Where's the cutlery? Like, where's the spoon? How am I supposed to eat rice and lamb with my hands? Like, are you insane?" And now I love to eat food with my hands. There are different energy points. I don't know too much about it, but I kind of heard a little bit where, you know, your hands, they have like, they're very sensitive. They hold lots of energy, right? So food just tastes different when you eat with your hands. And I don't know where this whole thing of like, oh, if you eat with your hands, you're not civilized. Like, You know, like, what the fuck? I don't even swear, but who the... I don't know who came up with that. I don't know, okay? The colonizers, colonization era of where they, I don't know, something to do with that, civilizations, being civilized. Whole of nonsense. Because you know what I say? I think the people who think they're very civilized are the least civilized. And the people they claim that aren't civilized are civilized. Because being civilized has nothing to do with manners. It has everything to do with how you treat other people, how much humanity you have within yourself, compassion, awareness, your morals, your values. That is what makes you civilized. Not, are you dressed? Are you covered? Are you eating with your hands? Are you saying please and thank you? You know? It's easy to get distracted with other things when eating and then you forget what the food tastes like. Exactly. You know, I have this book, and it says that people who gain weight a lot, they do it because they eat and they're not focusing. So when you're watching something, you don't even realize how much you're eating. You can eat and eat and eat and you never get full. You don't get that feeling where you realize, oh, my stomach is saying I'm full now. Let me tell you one thing, please. Surely looks good on you. Thank you. And a happy new year to you too. Healing hands too, yeah. So do you eat with your hands? Who else eats with their hands? Okay, energy flow through hands, like you say, energy points. Exactly. Exactly. Sorry, just give me a second. Probably people were lazy to wash their hands after eating, so they invented forks, knives, spoons. Yeah, exactly. And I think also it could be to do with the fact that their hands weren't clean and that they couldn't, because I mean, of course, you know, you clean your hands and then you eat. It shows that you have clean hands. Surely that's more civilized than, oh, I don't really need to clean my... It's okay. We're not gonna potato, you know? But yeah. Why? Just let people do whatever they want to do. Who are we to say? Who am I to say anything? Whatever God's will. Thank you. Thank you. I find that I'm doing more of the things that I used to be like embarrassed about. For example, I used to be embarrassed about wearing Indian suits, wearing, you know, I would never wear a bindi, or having henna, or listening to Indian music, or speaking Punjabi, or eating with my hands, whatever it is, things like this, because I was always trying to be someone else. Um uh but now I love that I can just accept that. It feels liberating and it feels fun, and I'm like, why was I... You missed out, Priya, you know? Not that we actually missed out, but you know. Okay, Priya, do you catch on to if someone's trying to flirt with you? How good are you catching on to that sort of stuff? I think I'm pretty good. What do you think? Maybe I catch on to it, but I just don't, like, it's like that can happen, but I'm just, you know, like, you see, I've tried eating with my hands. I just can't get on with eating rice with my hands. I think I'm too British for it. No, Greg, don't put yourself in a box. Anything is possible. It's okay. Look, what you do is you just like grab it like this and you just like, it's not going to look pretty. But that's okay. We're not trying to be perfect, okay? We're not trying to be picture perfect. You're just... I get it. I get it though. But just practice. Do it when no one's watching. Have fun with it. What's my favorite Indian dish? Oh, okay. I love curry. I love lamb. I love anything that tastes... I love dal, yellow dal. I love pinya. I know that's not a favorite dish, but they're really healthy. Okay, infill that vibe. Yes, with hands a lot, but it's cutting meat. Obviously, can use a knife and fork, but I don't mind just picking up a piece of steak with my hands and just eat like that. Do you not eat beef? I do eat beef. I mean, I can't remember the last time I ate it, but I don't not eat beef. Have you built a wall? Have I built a wall around yourself? No, let the butterflies through the window, lol. No, I haven't. But I am wary of. I protect my energy. I'm judicious with it. Paneer all the way with me. Oh my god, Greg, paneer in India is so much more different than paneer in England. I cannot eat paneer in England. The paneer in England just has the most upsetting texture ever, and I can't. But in India, it's really nice and soft. So I love paneer and dosa. Ah, dosa. Yes, I love dosa. Chicken biryani. Oh, biryani is always good, right? Paneer in India has sort of, you know what? Someone told me that. Someone said that, yeah, paneer in India is they have milawat, so it's mixed with things, but it tastes really good. Bless it, and then it's good. I could wake up listening to your voice. Thank you, Randy. Can you tell apart paneer from fake paneer? No, no, I can't. All I know is that in England, I don't like the taste of it. If it's like mashed up, then I can eat it. Like a porgy, you know? That's okay. I can do that. But yeah, chili paneer is easy to make. Okay, chili paneer is easy to make. I don't know. I've never made chili paneer. I don't think I've ever cooked. I like keema. Keema's good. Yeah, it's Hinduism. They don't eat beef. They respect the cow is very holy to them, so they don't eat. Yeah. Okay. Lamb keema. I usually have chicken keema. Lamb I find can be a bit heavy maybe. So chicken keema is like a good keema, you know. Where am I from in England? I love that. You know, it's the first person that's ever asked me. Well, actually maybe not. But not many people usually know I'm from England. So where I can't tell you. I don't know. I don't want to tell you. And I heard TB from TB Joshua that the Spirit, Holy Spirit, he's a person with a mind, and only those that humble and gentle, forgiven heart, and free from earthly impurities can receive the Spirit. Interesting. So, Priya, when are you doing the Take Your Viewers on a Date series? I don't know. I don't know if that's going to be a thing. On a date? I don't know if that's going to be a thing. Good shot, though. Good shot. Good try. What were you saying a few minutes ago about choosing to wear Indian clothes? I missed that. Something about being uncomfortable. Yeah, I used to be really embarrassed if I was like to wear Indian wear. You know, when I was younger, this was like years ago. When I was younger, like in school, I just wanted to be far away from the fact that I was Indian. Like forget it, you know? And then it's only recently that I've really learned to accept it, like the last 2, 3 years where I've really learned to embrace that part of me. Yeah, it feels good. Oh, Priya, तुम्हारे घर लंदन लागे है शायद. What places have I visited in India? Okay, I have visited Punjab, Himachal, Delhi I've driven through. I've not really visited. I don't know, Kalia. I've been there. I've been to Amritsar. I've been to Jalandhar. Yeah. We're in Punjab. Yeah, Jalandhar, Fagwara. Rear window faces southeast. Wow. Very observant. What places have you visited? Okay. If I buy a book from you, will you sign it? See, it's actually it's like a digital ebook. When I write my new book, yes. But technically my ebook is signed. It's not personally signed, but if you print it out, I was gonna say send it to me, but maybe not. I don't want to give my address out. I will figure something out. Chandigarh. Yes, I've been to Chandigarh as well. Actually, I love Chandigarh. So you haven't been down south, you must try the food. It's heavenly. I really want to go to down. I really want to travel the whole of India, and I will. I will soon. Okay, I think I'm gonna have to um mm, mm. Have you ever been to Blackpool? Yes, I have been to Blackpool. I've been to Blackpool. I've been to Beacon. No wait. Um, Weston-super-Mare. I don't know why I said Beacon. Um, Weston-super-Mare. Cornwall. I've been to where they have the what's it called? Like the rocks? Stonehenge? Yeah, I've traveled a little bit of England, to be honest. Wales, Scotland. I've driven to Scotland. I have not spent time in Scotland though. But India for the what does FTW mean? I'm not sure what that means. Not sure what that means. But yeah, okay, yeah, Greg. If you haven't already, the link for the satsang this Sunday is there. I hope to see everybody there. Oh, for the win. Okay, yeah, India for the win. Thanks. Yeah, see, I'll be live tomorrow as well. I should be. No, don't go. I'll be back tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow, okay? But Randy, like I said, on Sunday there's you can it'll be more of a like we can speak back and forth. You can ask the questions and stuff like that. So thank you everybody for being here. I hope you have a wonderful rest of your day. Um, thank you. Yeah, thank you, Greg. Okay, bye. I gotta go. Yes, I am a Scorpio. Okay. Thank you. God bless you too.